Something huge is coming. April 7th to 13th, Dark Sky Week, will change the game forever. Have you felt it? That subtle pull from the sky, like something bigger than us is quietly unfolding. From April 7th to 13th, Dark Sky Week is more than just an astronomy event. It's a reminder, a chance to pause, look up, and reconnect with the vast mystery we often forget in our busy lives. During this sacred week, the night sky becomes a gateway to awe, to stillness, to something ancient within us. Planets align, light fades, and in that darkness, clarity shines. You don't need a telescope to feel it. Whether you're a seeker of wisdom or simply someone searching for peace in this noisy world, what's coming could shift how you see everything. Before we dive deeper, let's ground ourselves. Close your eyes for a moment and repeat, I am present with the universe. I am open to what this moment is offering me. Type that in the comments below and share your presence with our community. And of course, subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom, where we explore not just the stars above, but the truths within. Let's begin. 1. April 7th, Jupiter at its brightest. A night to remember. On the night of April 7th, something truly extraordinary awaits those who pause to lift their eyes to the sky. Jupiter, the giant of our solar system, will shine at its absolute brightest as it reaches opposition directly opposite the Sun from our vantage point here on Earth. This alignment is not just an astronomical event, it is a profound reminder of our place in the vastness of the cosmos. As the Sun dips below the western horizon, Jupiter will rise in the east and remain visible all night, peaking in brilliance around 1 a.m. local time. This window offers a rare and spectacular chance to witness the majesty of this gas giant at its clearest and most vivid, glowing like a beacon of ancient wisdom. As the Buddha once said, if you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. In this case, Jupiter becomes that lamp, illuminating not just the heavens, but our own inner longing for wonder, connection, and perspective. For men in the rhythm of daily life, working hard, providing, navigating the stresses of career, relationships, and expectations, this night offers something few moments in modern life can: stillness, awe, and a direct connection to the infinite. Even without equipment, Jupiter is unmistakable, outshining every star except the Moon. But with a telescope or binoculars, its majestic striped disk comes alive, and its 4 largest moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, appear like glowing pearls in a cosmic dance. These celestial bodies orbiting a distant giant are not just science, they're metaphor. Like responsibilities circling a man's life, each has its own weight, beauty, and rhythm. And yet, from the right distance, they form a graceful pattern that speaks of order and deeper harmony. Lao Tzu once said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." This planetary spectacle echoes that truth, teaching us patience, timing, and the quiet power of consistency. In the constellation Virgo, Jupiter's proximity to the star Spica creates a rare visual pairing, a poetic union of planets and stars that reminds us how everything in the universe is in relationship, just as we are to each other. This moment, simple and quiet, is an invitation to look up and reflect, not only on the sky, but on the direction of our own lives. Are we moving with purpose? Are we aligned with what truly matters? The Dalai Lama wisely said, "We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves." Watching Jupiter glide through the night is a humbling, beautiful prompt to begin that process. Not in grand gestures, but in the simple act of being present. Let this night of April 7th be more than just a stargazing opportunity. Let it be a call to step outside, breathe deeply, and allow the universe to reset your perspective. In a world constantly shouting for your attention, this silent giant in the sky offers something different: stillness, clarity, and awe. So whether you're standing in your backyard, sitting on a porch, or out in a quiet field, look up and remember that you're part of something vast, ancient, and interconnected. Let that awareness bring you peace. Because in the end, the stars don't just guide ships, they guide souls. 2. April 8th. Mercury's subtle shine in the twilight. On the evening of April 8th, something subtle yet incredibly special is happening in the sky, and it's calling for your attention. As the sun sets and the sky begins to deepen into twilight, look toward the western horizon, about 30 minutes after sunset. There, hovering gently around 9 degrees above the horizon, is Mercury, shining like a soft golden spark. It's not loud or flashy. In fact, it's easy to miss if you're not looking for it. But that's what makes it so beautiful. Mercury is often lost in the sun's glare, rarely taking center stage, yet tonight offers a unique chance to meet this shy traveler of the solar system. Have you ever noticed how the most meaningful moments in life often come quietly, when we slow down enough to notice them? Tonight is one of those moments, the kind that invites you to look up, pause, and really see. Though it reached its furthest point from the sun, called its greatest elongation, just a few days ago, Mercury is still lingering in the twilight, quietly waiting to be seen. And because the sky will still be relatively bright, spotting it can be a bit of a challenge. That's part of the experience. Just like in life, sometimes the most valuable things require effort and patience. If you're in a place where city lights or haze might interfere, grab a pair of binoculars. They'll make all the difference. And for those of you with a telescope, prepare to be amazed. Mercury won't just look like a dot. It will appear as a slim crescent, with only about 16% of its surface illuminated, offering a delicate, almost artistic view that reminds us just how much wonder exists beyond our daily routines. Mercury may be small, but it holds a fascinating place in the solar system. It's the closest planet to the Sun, and it races around our star in just 88 Earth days, faster than any other planet. Yet, despite its speed and proximity, many people have never seen it with their own eyes. Why is that? What else in your life might be passing by quietly, unnoticed, because you're not slowing down to look? There's a quiet lesson in this moment. Sometimes the rarest and most mysterious experiences are closer than we think. We just need to take the time to look. So tonight, let the twilight become your guide. Step outside, even for just a few minutes. Breathe in the cooling air. Soften your gaze toward the western sky, and let your heart settle into the rhythm of the cosmos. Don't worry if you don't see Mercury right away. Let the search itself be part of the experience. The journey toward something meaningful often begins in stillness, in quiet effort, and in paying attention to what most people overlook. And in that space, as you search the sky for that golden dot, take a moment to reflect. What else in your life might be just waiting to be noticed? What treasures are hiding in the spaces where you rarely look? Mercury teaches us that even the smallest light has a place in the grand design, that even something often ignored can hold beauty, depth, and mystery when we give it our attention. Tonight's message: the sky reminds us that stillness brings clarity and attention reveals beauty. Take time to notice the overlooked, both in the heavens and in your own heart. Every moment has its light, if you're willing to look. 3. April 9th. Sirius and the hidden cluster beneath it. On the evening of April 9th, something truly special is waiting for you in the night sky. And it's not just what you expect. If you head outside around 9 p.m. and look toward the southwestern horizon, you'll see one of the most brilliant sights visible from Earth: Sirius, the brightest star in our night sky. You might already know Sirius. It shines with a piercing blue-shite light, often steady and vibrant even through light pollution, making it a favorite for stargazers across generations. Sirius is part of the constellation Canis Major, sometimes called the Dog Star, and it has held deep significance in many cultures for thousands of years, symbolizing everything from divine guidance to seasonal change. But what if I told you that Sirius is just the beginning of what this night has to offer? Right below Sirius, just about 4 degrees to the south, there's a secret waiting in the shadows, a stunning open star cluster known as Messier 40 Dun, or M40 Dun. Now, if you live in a city or an area with a lot of artificial light, you probably won't be able to see it with the naked eye. But if you have even a simple pair of binoculars or a small telescope, M40 Dun will begin to reveal itself like a hidden treasure. And once you find it, you'll witness what looks like a delicate cluster of stars scattered gently across the darkness, a miniature galaxy of light nestled just beneath Sirius. Have you ever seen a snow globe in the sky? That's what M40 Dun feels like, a soft shimmer of starlight, quiet and serene, resting in the vast stillness of space. The cluster is made up of dozens of stars, some shining bright, others barely whispering their light into the void, all held together in a loose, open formation. It's a beautiful reminder that what seems like empty space is often teeming with subtle wonder, just waiting to be noticed. And that's the heart of this moment. Even the most familiar stars, like Sirius, can guide us to new discoveries if we're willing to slow down, look closer, and give the sky our attention. When was the last time you truly looked at the night sky, not just as a backdrop, but as something alive, something offering you peace, perspective, and a sense of wonder? This event is part of International Dark Sky Week, a movement that encourages us to step back from the artificial light of our screens and cities and reconnect with the natural darkness above. Why is that important? Because darkness isn't just the absence of light. It's the space where beauty, mystery, and silence dwell. It's where the universe speaks without words. By turning off excess lights and stepping outside, even for just a few minutes, we give ourselves a rare gift, the chance to witness how vast and magical the cosmos truly is. Have you ever wondered how much of the night sky we're missing because of all the brightness around us? So this April 9th, let this be more than just an evening. Let it be a small journey into the unknown. Take a few minutes to find a quiet spot, grab your binoculars if you have them, and allow yourself to sit with the stars. Let Sirius guide you. Let M41 surprise you. Let the silence of the sky show you that there's always more to see, always more to feel, when we take a moment to simply look up. What might you discover, not only in the sky, but in yourself, when you do? If you've watched up to this point, you're already tuned in to something truly extraordinary. Dark Sky Week is more than just a cosmic event. It's a chance to reconnect, reflect, and see the world in a whole new light. Comment below with Dark Sky Awakening if you're ready to embrace the wonder and shift your perspective forever. Don't click away. There's still so much to uncover that could change the way you see the night sky and maybe even your place in it. 4. April 10th, the full moon lights up the night. On the night of April 10th, something truly powerful unfolds above us. A full moon that doesn't just light the sky, but offers a rare moment of connection with the greater rhythm of nature, especially in the heart of Dark Sky Week. As the sun dips below the horizon, the moon rises in full glory, bathing the night in a radiant glow that reaches its peak just past midnight in the early hours of April 11th. But even before that moment, the moon holds its own all evening, bold, bright, and impossible to ignore. Suspended in the vast darkness, this particular full moon finds its place in the constellation Virgo, and if you look up just right, you'll also catch sight of Jupiter shining nearby, and the brilliant star Spica completing this celestial trio. It's a moment of alignment, not just in the sky, but perhaps something we need in our lives too. In our fast-paced modern lives filled with distractions, stress, and constant noise, nights like this offer a pause. The moon doesn't need permission to shine. It simply rises and holds steady, washing over everything in its path with a pale, peaceful light. While its brightness may hide the subtler stars and deep sky objects that astronomers often chase, it gifts us something different: clarity and calm. Step outside and notice how even the shadows soften under moonlight. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, pulled in too many directions, or unsure of what matters most, tonight is your invitation to slow down. Let the full moonlight stretch across your face and the cool night air remind you that some of the most powerful experiences are the quietest ones. This is a night for reflection, not reaction. If you enjoy photography, this is the kind of evening that breathes new life into your lens. The contrast, the light, the way the landscape transforms. There's beauty in capturing these simple, timeless moments. But even if you're not behind a camera, there's deep value in just being present. When was the last time you allowed yourself to simply observe? No phone, no multitasking, just you and the night sky. The moon has watched over humanity for millennia, and on this night, it's your turn to be the observer. Noticing its craters and ancient lava plains through a telescope can be grounding. You're literally witnessing the scars of cosmic history. And in some way, it mirrors our own lives. We all carry marks from the past, but they don't make us less beautiful. They make us more real. So, here's a simple truth to carry with you. The full moon doesn't strive to be seen, it just rises. You don't always have to hustle to earn your place. Sometimes, just showing up in your life, being present, being still, being aware, is more than enough. Use this moment as a reset. Whether you're walking beneath its glow, sharing the view with someone you care about, or simply looking out your window in silence, let the light of the moon remind you that peace is available right here, right now. Not in some far-off achievement, not in the next thing you buy, but in the quiet beauty of the world as it is. Let this night be a turning point, As Dark Sky Week continues, think about what you can dim in your own life so that what truly matters can shine more brightly. 5. April 11th. Venus shines bright in the morning twilight. If you're someone who rises with the sun or even just happens to be awake in the early morning hours, then April 11th is offering you something truly special, something that could change the way you experience your morning forever. Venus, often called the morning star, will be blazing in the twilight sky, more brilliant than ever. At a magnitude of -4.6, it becomes the brightest object in the sky after the moon. That's not just astronomy talk. It means Venus will shine with such intensity that even as the sky starts to brighten, you won't be able to miss it. Picture this. Around 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning, if you take a moment to step outside and look toward the eastern horizon, you'll see this bright celestial beacon hanging about 10 degrees above the horizon, like a radiant cosmic lantern quietly waiting to greet you. Doesn't it make you wonder how often we overlook these quiet wonders just because we're caught in the rush of daily life? Venus rising in the early morning sky isn't just a beautiful event. It's an invitation to pause, to breathe, to reconnect with the natural rhythms that surround us but often go unnoticed. Have you ever looked up and felt, even for a second, a sense of peace or awe that words couldn't explain? That's the kind of moment Venus offers. It's not just science, it's soul. And if you have access to a telescope, even a small one, you're in for an even deeper experience. Right now, Venus appears as a large, delicate crescent, only about 10% illuminated. It mirrors the gentle curve of a crescent moon, but on a planet so far away, and yet so present in your morning sky. What does it feel like to see something that vast and timeless with your own eyes? You're witnessing not only the dance of light and distance, but the movement of planets in real time. It's a reminder that, even though our days can feel rushed or repetitive, the universe continues its elegant rhythm, offering us new perspectives every single day. Starting your morning with a moment of stillness under the gaze of Venus can transform your whole day. It's more than just stargazing. It's like receiving a quiet, cosmic blessing before the world gets loud again. Can the beauty of a single planet shift your mindset, inspire your creativity, or help you carry a sense of calm throughout the day? Absolutely. And maybe that's what makes events like this so powerful. In a world where everything demands our attention, Venus doesn't shout, it simply shines. And in doing so, it teaches us something important, that sometimes presence speaks louder than noise, that clarity doesn't come from control, but from letting go and tuning in. So here's a little challenge. Set your alarm just a bit earlier on April 11th. Step outside, breathe in the cool air, and look east. Let Venus be your morning guide. Whether you're alone with your thoughts or sipping tea with someone you love, take that moment as a gift. Ask yourself, what else am I missing in the rush of my routines? What beauty is quietly waiting for me just beyond the noise? In that brief encounter with a distant world, you might just reconnect with your own inner space. Lesson for the day. Nature doesn't need to demand your attention, it invites it. By showing up, even for a few moments, you receive more than just a view of the stars. You gain peace, presence, and perspective. Let Venus remind you, even the smallest stillness can lead to the greatest clarity. 6. April 12th. Mars marches through the evening sky. Hey, have you looked up at the night sky lately? Because something truly special is happening this week, and on the evening of April 12th, there's a quiet, almost poetic moment waiting for you above the western horizon. Mars, the red planet, often overshadowed by the brilliance of Venus or Jupiter, is stepping into the spotlight in its own subtle, steady way. Around an hour after sunset, if you face west and look up about 20 degrees above the horizon, you'll spot a soft, reddish point of light. That's Mars, glowing gently at magnitude 1.5, not screaming for attention, but still holding space, shining with a quiet confidence that almost feels symbolic. Can you see it? Now, here's where things get even more fascinating. Mars isn't just hanging out in one place. On this night, it's moving from the constellation Aries, the ram, into Taurus, the bull. This shift may seem small, but it reflects something deeply powerful. Everything in the sky is in motion, even if it looks still to the naked eye. What does that say about life? Maybe that change is always happening, often slowly, sometimes quietly, but always in motion, just like we are. Doesn't that feel kind of reassuring? If you're already familiar with the night sky, you might want to look for Mars near the distinctive V-shaped Hyades star cluster and the bright orange star Aldebaran in the coming nights. Even though Mars appears tiny, its disk only about 4 arcseconds wide, its presence carries weight. In ancient mythology, Mars was the god of war, a symbol of energy, courage, and relentless movement forward. Today, it's still a beacon for those themes. But instead of loud conquests, maybe it calls us to a more personal kind of bravery. Showing up, trying again, and continuing on, even when no one's watching. So I want to ask you this. What in your life feels like Mars right now? Something small, perhaps, but steady. Something not getting all the spotlight, but still moving forward, still showing progress. Maybe it's a quiet goal you've been working toward, or a part of yourself you're trying to heal or grow. Mars reminds us that just because something isn't dramatic or flashy doesn't mean it's not powerful. In fact, sometimes the most meaningful transformations happen when no one else sees them, except maybe the stars. This journey of Mars from Aries into Taurus is also a reminder of how cycles in the sky mirror cycles in our own lives. Aries brings us the fire of beginnings, that burst of motivation and initiative. Taurus, on the other hand, invites us to ground ourselves, to build something lasting, to trust the process and honor the slow, steady pace of growth. Could this transition be asking you to slow down just enough to find your footing and then keep going with purpose? So tonight, take a few minutes to step outside and let your eyes adjust to the fading twilight. Let Mars show you that progress isn't always loud. Let its quiet red glow be your guide toward resilience, patience, and the courage to keep moving, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Because like the stars, you are always in motion, even if you don't always see it. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. 7. April 13th. Saturn's majestic rise. On the early morning of April 13th, something truly remarkable awaits those who rise before the sun. Saturn, the jewel of our solar system, will make a radiant appearance in the sky, offering a powerful moment of connection between the vastness of the universe and the quiet presence, within ourselves. Around 1 o'clock in the morning local time, Saturn will begin its majestic climb, steadily rising in the southeastern sky and reaching a height of about 30 degrees by morning twilight. This calm, consistent ascent through the stars of Sagittarius reminds us of a deeper truth. Greatness doesn't arrive all at once. It rises slowly, with quiet confidence. The Buddha once said, "A jug fills drop by drop," and in Saturn's slow rise, we're reminded to trust our own journey and value the gradual progress we make in life, even when it's not immediately visible. Saturn will shine brightly at magnitude 0.3, a steady beacon among the flickering stars, a kind of celestial metaphor for steadiness in a world that often feels chaotic and rushed. Its famous rings, wide and tilted perfectly toward Earth, are more than just an astronomical spectacle. They are a visual symbol of harmony, structure, and enduring beauty amid the vastness of space. Looking through a telescope, the planet's 17 arc-second disk and its magnificent 39 arc-second wide rings invite us to pause, breathe, and take in the miracle of scale. How something so far away can feel so intimately close when we simply take the time to notice. The proximity of Saturn to star clusters like M21 and M23, and to the glowing lagoon M8 and Trifid M20 nebulae, adds an almost spiritual layer to the experience. It's as if the universe has arranged a sacred gathering of light and form, blending the calm authority of a planet with the raw, creative fire of starbirth regions. In many ways, this mirrors our lives. Moments of grounded responsibility like Saturn, balanced with bursts of creativity and transformation like the nebulae nearby. To observe them together is to witness the interconnectedness of order and wonder. A quiet cosmic dance that echoes the Buddhist teaching that within all things is the seed of transformation. As men navigating the pressures of work, relationships, and aging, we're often encouraged to move faster, push harder, and achieve more. But Saturn reminds us of the beauty of slowing down, staying consistent, and respecting the cycles of life. Just as its rings took millions of years to form, our own character is shaped not in short sprints, but through steady, mindful effort. So, this April 13th, take a few minutes under the morning sky, not just to admire Saturn, but to reconnect with the deeper rhythms of life. Let this moment in the darkness before dawn be your own inner reflection. Whether you're at a crossroads, searching for meaning, or simply needing a pause, remember that even in stillness, the universe continues to move with grace and intention. And so can you. Thank you for being here and tuning in to today's video. Something truly special is unfolding. Dark Sky Week, from April 7th to 13th, is going to change the way we see the world, literally and spiritually. If this is your first time with us, feel free to introduce yourself in the comments. Just type, "I am a star seeker" if you're new, or "I see the dark sky" if you've been walking this path with us for a while. Your voice matters, and your presence is what makes this journey so meaningful. Now, let's keep exploring together under the vast, quiet sky. Guidance: how to truly embrace Dark Sky Week as an inner awakening. In a world that never stops glowing, Dark Sky Week isn't just a chance to look up, it's a chance to look within. It's not only about seeing the stars, it's about remembering the stillness we often forget. Below are a few gentle suggestions, like small steps on a path. to help you experience this week not just as an astronomy event, but as a personal journey of reconnection. 1. Dim the lights. Illuminate your inner calm. During Dark Sky Week, we're invited to do something deceptively simple yet profoundly transformative. Dim the lights, not just in our homes, but in our minds. In a world flooded with artificial brightness, where screens glow late into the night and cities never truly sleep, we've become estranged from the natural rhythm of light and dark. But the night isn't a void to be filled, it's a presence, a quiet teacher that offers us something the day often cannot: stillness. Turning off unnecessary lights between April 7th and 13th isn't merely a symbolic gesture. It's a way of returning to our natural state, of making space for reflection and clarity. When we step outside under the night sky, even if just to stand on our balcony or take a few breaths in the yard, we reconnect with something ancient and grounding. As your eyes begin to adjust to the dimness, so too can your awareness begin to adjust inward. It's in the absence of noise and glare that we begin to hear what's truly within us. As the Buddha once said, just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. Embracing the dark is not about retreat. It's about awakening. In the dark there is honesty. We see less but feel more. In that simplicity, the stars reappear, not just above us, but within us. And it reminds us that stillness is not emptiness, but the fullness of presence. In this modern life, where restlessness has become a norm and productivity often trumps peace, the night gives us permission to stop striving and start sensing. Use this week to let the stars guide you back to the quiet strength you carry. If we can learn to sit with the night without needing to light it up, we might just learn to sit with ourselves as we are without needing to change. Let this practice be a gentle rebellion against the fast pace of modernity, a way to honor the depth that darkness brings. After all, it is often in the darkest skies that the brightest stars are seen. 2. Don't just look. Listen. Meditate under the stars. When we think of the night sky, we often just look, admiring the beauty of stars scattered across the dark canvas above. But what if I told you that seeing isn't everything? That there's a deeper experience waiting for you if you choose not only to look, but to listen. The true magic of Dark Sky Week doesn't come only from observing the stars. It comes from tuning in to the quiet, sacred symphony of the night. The soft rustle of leaves, the gentle whisper of the wind, the chorus of crickets, and even the stillness itself. These are not background sounds. These are nature's ways of inviting you to slow down, to come home to yourself. So I encourage you, during this special time, find a quiet place beneath the stars and simply sit. Not to do, but to be. Close your eyes. Let your breath become deep and steady. Inhale slowly, feeling as if you're drawing in stardust, ancient and wise. Exhale gently, letting go of the day's weight, of any noise cluttering your mind. Can you feel it? That gentle sense of belonging, not just to a moment, but to something far bigger than yourself. You are not a visitor under the stars. You are part of the same universe that lit them. You are the silence between breaths, the rhythm in the wind, the still point in a moving world. What would happen if you allowed yourself to be fully present in that space? If you could just listen, not with your ears, but with your heart, maybe then the night wouldn't just be dark, it would be illuminating. As you embrace Dark Sky Week, remember this: the darkness is not empty, it holds everything. Let the stars be your teachers, let the night be your guide, and let your own stillness become your awakening. The lesson here is simple yet powerful. True presence doesn't come from watching the world. It comes from being in harmony with it. So take this practice with you and ask yourself often, not just under the stars, but in daily life, am I really listening? 3. Capture what you feel, not just what you see. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked up at the night sky and truly felt something? Not just noticing the stars, but letting them speak to that quiet place within you. During Dark Sky Week, there's an opportunity here not just to reduce light pollution or support astronomy, but to tune in to yourself. One powerful way to do this is by keeping what I like to call a star journal. And no, you don't have to know constellations or own a telescope. This isn't about the science of the stars. It's about their silence, their presence, their ability to stir something wordless in you. Each night, take a few moments and write not just what you saw, but what you felt. Did a certain star draw your attention? Did the cool air on your skin bring back a memory? Did the vastness above you create a sense of awe, or perhaps even a kind of peace? Let these reflections be less about observation and more about transformation. As the Buddha once said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. So ask yourself, what arises in your heart when the world becomes quiet and the sky turns dark? What forgotten emotions begin to stir beneath the stars? Maybe a sense of longing, maybe gratitude, or maybe a question you've been avoiding finally begins to whisper its way forward. Think of the stars as teachers, silent, steady, patient. Can you allow yourself to be their student, if only for a week? What is the sky trying to show you, not just about the universe, but about you? When you give yourself this space to reflect, you begin to notice the inner constellations, thoughts, emotions, dreams, shifting and moving just like the planets above. And it's in these quiet, reflective moments that something sacred unfolds, the beginning of inner awakening. So tonight, when the world slows down, I invite you to look up, not for answers, but for questions. And as you write, ask gently, what transformation is unfolding in me now, just as slowly and surely as the stars change above? 4. Share the moment. Inspire through presence. Under the vast, silent sky, something beautiful happens when we allow ourselves to simply be with others. In a world that constantly demands our attention, emails, deadlines, endless notifications, moments of shared stillness become rare treasures. When we step outside during Dark Sky Week, far from artificial lights and distractions, and simply sit beneath the stars with someone we care about, we tap into a form of connection that words alone could never reach. You don't need deep conversations or profound insights. Your presence is enough. Sit shoulder to shoulder, gaze upward, and let the ancient light of the stars say what your heart cannot. The simple act of being together in silence, letting the rhythm of the night guide your awareness, can restore relationships and deepen understanding. It might be your partner, your child, a friend, or even someone you've been distant from. Sharing this sacred pause under the sky softens the edges of ego and builds quiet trust. Perhaps tell each other a story inspired by the moon. An old tale, a memory, or a dream you've never shared before. Or maybe no words come at all. That's okay too. As Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, the most precious gift we can offer others is our presence. When mindfulness embraces those we love, they will bloom like flowers. In the silence of the night, we begin to remember what truly matters. Not tasks or titles, but presence, attention, and shared experience. The sky reminds us that we are small, yes, but also part of something timeless and vast. In a culture that praises constant motion, sharing stillness with another is a radical act of love. Let this be your awakening, not to escape life, but to fully return to it, guided by the stars, grounded in the heart. 5. Look up to see within. When we pause to look up at the night sky during Dark Sky Week, we aren't just observing stars. We're stepping into a deeper space within ourselves. The absence of artificial light doesn't mean we see less, it means we see more clearly. With the brightness of city lights dimmed and distractions set aside, the vast open sky becomes a mirror for our inner world. In that quiet, still darkness, you might notice something stirring deep within. A voice that's often drowned out by noise, a gentle question that has been waiting patiently for your attention. Ask yourself, what am I really chasing in life? Is it aligned with what truly nourishes me? Or am I simply running towards something because I'm afraid to sit still? Let the stillness guide you to these answers. Darkness doesn't always mean something is lost. It can mean something is ready to be found. Just like the stars shine brightest when the sky is darkest, we too can shine most when we've let go of the layers that cloud us. What can you release right now? An old fear, a false belief, a habit that no longer serves you, so your inner light can shine through without obstruction. The night invites us not to fear the dark, but to see it as sacred space for renewal, reflection, and clarity. There is profound wisdom in simply being still, looking up, and allowing yourself to feel connected to something greater than your day-to-day worries. What if this moment under the stars wasn't just about stargazing, but about soul-gazing? When we learn to truly look up, we begin to look within, and that's where the journey of awakening begins. So the next time you find yourself under a dark sky, don't just glance, gaze. Let it be a gentle call back to yourself. Let it remind you that peace isn't something we chase, it's something we return to. And remember, the stars do not compete to shine, they simply exist in harmony. Perhaps we're meant to do the same. And so, as we approach Dark Sky Week, remember this: the sky isn't just something above us. It's a mirror to what lives within us. Each planet, each star, each moment of stillness under the night sky reminds us that peace, wonder, and clarity are always within reach, if we're willing to pause and look up. Let this week be more than a series of cosmic events. Let it be a shift in how you move through your days. As the Buddha taught, with our thoughts we make the world. So choose presence, choose stillness, choose to see the beauty that's always been there. If this message touched your heart, help us share it. Like this video, subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of insight, reflection, and cosmic connection. And if you know someone who needs a reminder to slow down and look up, share this video with them. Together, let's continue this journey not just through the stars, but deeper into the wisdom of life itself. Until next time, stay present, stay peaceful, and keep looking up.